Hi, this is Ish, and today this will be a beginner's yoga class, and this will be a slow flow class as well. So let's find a comfortable seat, with your spine upright, and take a moment and close your eyes. Start to draw attention to your breath. Noticing your inhales and exhales. As you go deeper, you'll notice subtle sensations in your breath. So when you inhale, you'll notice the air feels cooler against your nostrils. And then when you exhale, the air feels slightly warmer. And as you go deeper into your breathing, you'll notice that your attention now starts to go inwards. And this will be your anchor point in the class today. So in all the poses that we do today, you want to keep the same inner awareness. Just a few more moments here. Then on your next exhale, you can slowly start to open your eyes. And we'll come into a few warm-ups here. So coming onto our hands and knees for tabletop position. On your inhale, we'll come up for cow pose, lifting the head. And exhale, arching your spine into cat. Slowly warming up your spine here. Inhaling up for cow. And exhaling for cat. Inhaling up for cow. And exhaling for cat. Just take a few more at your own pace, working with your breath and your rhythm. And on your next cat position, you're going to press back into a downward facing dog. So your feet are about hip distance apart, and start to pedal your feet, dropping one heel down to the mat, then the other. Press both heels down. On your next exhale, bend your knees and then step forward, coming into ragdoll position. So feet hip distance apart, really bend into your knees a lot here. Grab opposing elbows and sway side to side. And then drop your hands down, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway so the spine is straight. Crown of the head is pointing towards the front of the room. And exhale, forward fold. Bring your hands to heart center, come up all the way. Slight arch in the back, and then come back to neutral. So we'll be entering the Sun Salutation A series, just warming up our body. Your next inhale, slight arch back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, step back into a plank. And lower all the way down to the mat. From here, drop your toes and press up for a baby cobra here. And exhale, down dog. Again, watching your breath. Bend your knees and step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. And then exhale, forward fold. Bring your hands to heart center, come up all the way. Slide arches back, and then come back to neutral. Just observe how you feel now in this present moment. We'll do this one more time. So on your next inhale, slide arch back, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, step back into a plank. This time we're going to lower down halfway. So my shoulders and elbows are in line with each other. And from here, drop your toes, upward facing dog. Hear that pop from here? And exhale, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, forward fold. Bring your hands to heart center, come up all the way. Slide arch in back, and come back to neutral. So now we're going to enter the Sun Salutation B series. So bringing the big toes to touch, heels laid outwards. We'll sit back for chair pose. So you want to lower down enough so you can actually drop your fingertips on the mat. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, step back into plank. And here you can do your vinyasa or go straight to downward facing dog. Exhale, press back, down dog. Now for warrior one, spin the back left foot down at a 45-degree angle. Right foot in between the hands. Then rise up. So notice that my front leg is bent at a 90-degree angle. Hips squared towards the front of the room. Exhale, drop your hands down. And press back to a downward facing dog or do your vinyasa. Now for the other side, spinning the back right foot down, 45-degree angle. Left foot in between the hands and rising. And exhale, drop your hands down, do your vinyasa, or go straight to down dog. Bend your knees and step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, and exhale, fold. Bring your big toes to touch, and sit back for chair pose. And come up all the way, bringing the hands to heart center. Again, notice how you feel. So doing this again, big toes touching, heels splayed outwards, and then sit back for chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Then exhale, step back into plank. Do your vinyasa here. And meet down dog. So warrior one, spin the back left foot down, right foot into the hands, and then rise up. Again, checking the alignment. Exhale, drop your hands down, and press back to down dog. And now for the other side, spinning the back right foot down, left foot in between the hands. Now rising upwards. Hips square towards the front of the room. And exhale, drop your hands. Press back to a downward facing dog. And in your down dog, try to see if you can press your heels down to the mat if you can. Bend your knees and step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, fold. Your big toes touch, heels splayed out, and sit back for chair pose. And then rise all the way up, hands by heart center. And take a moment to close your eyes. Start to notice how you feel in this present moment as your body is starting to warm up from the Sun Salutations. And you can open your eyes. Our next pose will be tree pose. So planting the right leg down, we'll bring our left foot to the ankle, and then from here move your knee out as much as you can. And once you can't move it anymore without moving your hips, you're going to stay there. Bring your hands by heart center, so you can stay here, or bring the foot to the calf or the thigh. You just want to make sure that it's not on the knee. So either below or above. Keep your hands at heart center here, and find an unmoving spot on the floor. And if you lose your balance, that's always fine and expected. You can just come back to the pose. And when you're ready, you can release the leg and just start to shake it out. And come back to neutral. Bring your right foot, right heel to the ankle and move your knee out as much as you can. Then from here, you can bring your foot to the calf or the thigh, but make sure it's not on the knee. You can bring your hands to heart center. So you'll notice that one side is a little bit more flexible or balanced than the other, and that's totally fine. And then now release your leg. Start to shake your legs out. Bring your feet about hip distance apart. So that's a width of 2 fists. So if you just place it in between, you're gonna take a hold of your peace fingers and grab a hold of your big toes. Really bend into your knees a lot. Splay your elbows out. And then from here, pull on your big toes with your biceps and then fold. So you want to make sure that your elbows are facing the sides of the room. Bending your knees a lot. And then to add a little bit more complexity, you're going to lean forward and then drop your heels down. Just create a deeper stretch. Now keeping a hold of the big toe, you're going to come up halfway so the spine is straight. And then from here, we're going to come into we're going to lift our feet up and then take our palms, slide them underneath so our big toes are on our wrist creases. And fold down. Padahasana. It's also known as gorilla pose. And drop your head down. This pose is really great if you have a job where you're writing or typing all day. You release tension in your wrists. Now lifting the head up. Lift your feet up and start to shake your hands out. Separate your feet about the width of your mat. So heel should be on the edges. And then from here, you're going to sit down for squat pose. So if you can, you're going to try to bring your hands slightly closer down towards your sternum. And then with your triceps pressing into your thighs, inner thighs. Just a few breaths here. And then your next exhale, slowly make your way down to a seated position. Feet together, knees out, and start to shake. Flap your knees. Belly made to the ground. So our next pose will be butterfly pose, and I typically like to add some movement before I come into butterfly, just warming up our hips. So grabbing hold of your big toes to make some circular motions, going one way, opening up the hips here. Now if you went one direction, go the other way now. Come back to neutral spine. From here, our pose will be butterfly, so straightening your spine. You're going to lead with your chest here, so we might not go down all the way, and that's totally fine. Just go slowly. Now in the next exhale, slowly rise all the way up. And we will come into diamond pose. So all we're going to do is extend our feet about 6 to 8 inches, and this will actually target the outer part of your thighs. Then fold. So in diamond, you won't go down as far as you did in the butterfly, just because of the positioning of your feet. And on your next inhale, rise all the way up. Bring your hands out behind you and start to windshield wipe your knees side to side. Then bring both your feet out for Paschimottanasana, forward fold. So flex your feet here, pointing the sides of your feet in towards you, keeping a straight spine. Really flex your thighs here. From here, lift your arms up and then try to grab a hold of your big toes if you can, but if not, that's fine. You can grab your ankles or use a strap if you have one available, and then fold. And keep a micro bend in your knee as well. If you can't reach, that's really fine. And now rise all the way up. You can start to shake your legs out. And we'll set up for our back bend camel pose. So you can watch me first if you're new to the pose. So I'm going to start off in tabletop position. And then bringing my knees about hip distance apart. I'm going to come up. Now if you want an easier variation, you can come onto your toes as I'm doing here. But if not, you can take the classical variation where you're dropping your toes. So this way is easier if you have your toes up. From here, I'm going to grab a hold of my hips, press my hips forward as much as I can, and then drop my hands down to my ankles, and chin forward. So we'll start off in tabletop position. And then from here, rise all the way up. Hands on hips, push your hips forward, and then drop your hands to your ankles, chin forward. You focus on breathing, feeling the expansion in your chest and your shoulders. And then let go of your hands, come back to a tabletop position. So we'll do that one more time. So if you've done with your toes up, you can now try it with your toes down. So rise all the way up, hands on your hips, press your hips forward, dropping the hands down to the ankles. And then now let go of the grasp and press back to a child's pose. To release tension in your lower back, you can bring your knees together and your arms out behind you. Now slowly make your way on to your back. From here, hug your knees into your chest. Then extending your arms out, drop your knees over to the left and look over to your right. Now bring your knees back to center. Sink your knees into your chest. And drop your knees over to the right and look over to your left. Now bring your knees back to center. Hugging both knees into your chest. You can bring your head up and then release for our final resting pose, Shavasana. And I will guide you out of Shavasana when the time has come. So just relax and close your eyes here. Now slowly bring attention back to your body. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And then bending your knees, roll over to your right hand side. Then using your hands, slowly press yourself up to a seated position, keeping your eyes closed. And take a moment, notice how you feel in this present moment compared to the beginning of class. Bring your hands to heart center and acknowledge yourself for practicing yoga today. Namaste.